If you're in the realms of hell, aka furry Twitter, and you've been burning there long enough, there's a cycle of furry drama that gets rehashed over and over and over again, simply because it's an issue that never gets resolved, or because of difference of opinion. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't change the fact that this is any less annoying. So I'm going to be going through these topics from this wheel created by Benji, aka Lagovert, and I'll also be linking his original video, and also be linking Labrat's video on the topic. So yeah, let's get into it. The topic that got me into the worst beef on furry Twitter. Good times, y'all. Baby furries have a very sour reputation in the community, mainly due to the fact that some baby furries have tarnished their own reputation. May it bring up brain first, anybody? But like we always tell the media, not every baby fur is like this. I honestly find it hypocritical that furries will tell the media this, but then turn around and attack their own members of their own community. It's quite astonishing, to be honest. ABDLs are harmless. They use age regression as a way of coping and reliving the childhood that they never got, mainly due to abuse, or things like being transgender and never having a gender-affirming childhood. Yes, there is a minority of those that hide in the community to groom children, and this is where the line of acceptance should be drawn. Not every ABDL is a pedophile though, and nor should they be accused of such things until there is proper evidence on the table to suggest otherwise. The gravity of that word is so heavy, and I honestly hate it being thrown around like it's nothing, as if it isn't a literal crime to accuse people of such things. Is it weird? Yes. Can I see how it is concerning? Yes, 100%. But just because it makes you uncomfortable, or you had a bad experience with a certain individual in a certain community, it doesn't give you the right to turn around and paint everyone as that. It is very disgusting. If you want to see some positive representation of ABDLs, I'm going to link Shinzo Oshiro's video on it, and I'm also going to link Anthony Padilla's video on I Spent a Day with ABDLs. NSFW content in the furry fandom is very popular. Hell, it's how some people even end up finding the fandom to begin with. It's such a big part of the fandom that some will fight for no censorship of NSFW content even when it's inappropriate to do so. See, whether you like it or not, but running around in kink gear in a hotel lobby or showing unconsenting people your persona being railed by your stallion OC isn't being a purist. It's about consent and respecting boundaries and not exposing your kinks or NSFW content to children. Then there's actually people who think that NSFW content is ruining the fandom. And let me tell you who these people are. Kids. I don't blame kids for being upset about this, but this isn't the content itself fault. It's the creeps with no boundaries. Like it or not, every fandom falls into Rule 34. I wish this wasn't the case with some fandoms, but it's true. I see so many kids complaining about NSFW content and how it ruins their experience as a furry, but which I find ironic because the 3 years I was a furry in the fandom, as a minor, I had no problems with not running into NSFW content. Maybe it's a me thing, and I got lucky, but I find it hard to believe that this is an issue when most accounts label themselves as NSFW. And yes, maybe an account likes something NSFW and it ends up on your timeline, but that's the negligence of the account's owner or Twitter systems of likes showing up in feed, not an issue with the fandom itself. I'm going to expose myself for this one because I feel like it adds to my point, but I'm a pup. Pet play is very similar to ABDL, as some pups use it as a regressional state to escape real-life stresses, and others it's more of a kink. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the kink side, as I do have quite young viewers, but not every pup is an NSFW pup. I fall into this latter, as I use it more as a regressional state more than anything. Even though this is how I use it, I'm not going to go around a con floor wearing my hood for the reason of respecting boundaries, as it's still seen as kink gear. Not everyone wants to see a pup hood while they're walking around the MFF lobby. When you look up human pups or pet play, porn is almost guaranteed to show up. It still has very sexual implications. Just respect the con rules. If they deny pup hoods, you'll be fine if you don't get to wear it around. And if they do allow them, then more power to you. When a furry con convention date is approaching or after one's end, there always seems to be some sort of controversy bound to pop up. Whether it's the room lottery some conventions choose to have, or someone decided using bodily fluids would be nice on a pizza. Typically, these do come from larger conventions. More people around means more breeding ground for things to get fucky. Usually, whatever said event gets spread around for like 2 to 3 days before the wheel is spun again. There isn't much I can go off this one because it really is so random and you never know what else is going to happen at a convention. But I do find it somewhat alarming that the game of telephone that is played when one of these controversies arises. I heard this and that. I also heard this happen too. With little to no substantial evidence to the table to support these claims, but with a blind belief from Twitter users for another reason to get mad at or to escalate things further. Simple thing I have to say here. Wait for substantial evidence. Apparently some men in the furry fandom don't know there are actually women in the fandom. Or they're just misogynists, I guess. Even if you're not attracted to women, doesn't mean you should be sexist. I feel like this should be obvious, but according to some gay men, ew, girls are gross, or ew, disgusting women, that's disgusting, is warranted. It's not. It really isn't. Furry is for everyone, except for the obvious people that we hate, and it's very easy to, well, my opinion is here, you're misogynistic, you suck, simple as. Clout chasing is something that will always be frowned upon, and it can only get you so far, especially if you use the same formula over and over again, and this will only guarantee your inevitable downfall. These can be such simple things like retweet if you think I'm cute, or if I get 1,000 followers, I'll wear my fursuit to my graduation. Stupid shit like this, although annoying as fuck, is harmless, so there's nothing really bad I can say about those examples. But then we got the guy who faked suicide just hours after one of his friends allegedly committed suicide. Yeah man, cause they'd release you hours after you shot yourself in the chest with a shotgun. Also, the gauze. Are you serious, man? Like, I don't have words. Then we have people pretending to be bullied at work, only finding the note they left to be their own writing. That's very pathetic. That's a quite pathetic attempt. Or our favorite pizza coder deciding Coming for Cancer was an appropriate charity name, and a noble cause was turned into a joke for his bodily fluids counter. Just don't lie, or do distasteful shit for clout. Do something actually meaningful or entertaining if you want clout that bad. I don't understand why you have to do something abhorrent. I guess some people think that's the only way to do it. This one has always baffled me, even as someone who would consider themselves anti-capitalist. Whenever brands try to go in and do something, furries will run and attack brands with porn to keep them away, to keep artists alive and prospering, so we don't get it taken advantage by the capitalistic machine. Shut the fuck up, half of y'all have worked for Tom Nook in your lives. But seriously, I don't understand this shit when furries actively support DreamWorks and Disney and praise them to no end when a new hot anthem character is released. Then keeping brands is okay. Not to mention just how immature it is by spamming porn to brands, not even thinking of others, especially when you know there's minors. Which is the most childish part about this. It's honestly so fucking childish and just gives us a worse reputation than we already do. This also ties in with the term furry bait, which is honestly hilarious. We are not big enough to be pandered to. Like, we really are not that big. I don't even know how some furries think we are, when most of the time brands use us as a joke for our own expense. Like, it is really weird and stupid. I don't understand it. It baffles me. That's really it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did experiment with audio for this. I know it shows my audio editing is not the greatest, but I tried. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hoping to have some more videos out this year. Just college make me extremely busy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.